what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I mean, just smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in, but in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with Dun. Kev, what's up, Kev? What it look like? Boy, another lawsuit, fam. Another sexual assault lawsuit. Another lawsuit. Fat Joe is being sued for $20 million by his former hype man, who claims he personally witnessed Fat Joe engage in sexual relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old, paying for a 15-year-old's BBL and more. In a 157-page complaint alleging racketeering and more, Fat Joe has been sued by his former hype man, T.A., who went public with explosive allegations last month. Plaintiff's attorney is Tyrone A. Blackburn. This guy, Tyrone A. Blackburn, has sued many people, many celebrities. He's like in New York what Tony Bugsby is in Houston. If there's a sexual complaint out there and you got some paper, you papered up, oh, you better believe they coming for you. So I actually was trying to get some more information on this lawsuit. So I'm gonna give you guys as much as I got right here. The lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court, Southern District of New York, and viewed by the Independent. Dixon's 157-page document contained a content warning due to the graphic nature of the claims in bold red font. So let me go back here. Okay, Terrence T.A. Dixon. Terrence T.A. Dixon is the accuser. Fat Joe is the Sean Combs minus the Tusi. Dixon's attorney Tyrone Blackburn told The Independent. He learned nothing from his 2013 federal conviction. Blackburn continued, referring to Fat Joe's 4 months behind bars for failing to file income tax returns. In the lawsuit, Dixon alleged that Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance, accompanied by threats of abandonment in foreign countries if he refused compliance. Dixon further alleged he was coerced into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his standing with the enterprise. More than 4,000 sexual acts. Who the hell is counting that many sexual acts? Even if you wanted to count your sexual acts, you probably would lose count after a few dozen, right? You know, like it wouldn't be that big of a deal anymore. 4,000 sexual acts. Okay, moving on. Dixon's lawsuit also alleged he faced a wide spectrum of sexual coercion, psychological control, forced exhibitionism, and surveillance-based humiliation, including being compelled to perform sex acts under observation, being filmed, or directed by Fat Joe in the presence of others. Tactics designed to control plaintiff's body, erode his autonomy, and ensure silence. Dixon's lawsuit also alleged he faced a wide spectrum of sexual coercion. Okay, went through that. These sex-based abuses were not private, incidental, or isolated. They were integral to the enterprise's culture of dominance and humiliation, enforced by the defendant's associates such as Pistol Pete, JB, and others, and sustained across numerous tour locations, including Miami, North Carolina, Germany, Spain, and Wisconsin. The complaint continued. Dixon also alleges that he personally witnessed Fat Joe engage in sexual retaliations with children who were 15 and 16 years old, listing 3 Jane Does who were in exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill would perform oral sex and other sexual acts on the rapper. The 3 minors included a 16-year-old Dominican girl in New York, a non-U.S. Caucasian female, and a Latina female who met the defendant when she was 15 years old, turning 16, according to the documents. Fat Joe began having sexual relations with minor Doe 2 when she was 15 years old after a concert overseas. The defendant flew minor Doe number 2 to New York City and Miami, Florida, on multiple occasions. Due to minor Doe number 2 body being adolescent and not fully formed, defendant paid for her to get a Brazilian butt lift. Minor Doe number 2 eventually left the defendant and is now married to a professional athlete, the complaint stated. The documents further state that Fat Joe was in love with the 3rd minor and claimed the rapper thought about leaving his wife. The defendant paid all minor Doe 3's bills and even took her overseas to his tour stops. He brought her to Florida and would help and put her in a condo he rented a few blocks from his house with his wife, the lawsuit stated. In a recorded conversation, minor Doe number 3 and her 15-year-old cousin described in detail to plaintiff how inappropriate it was for a defendant, who was in his late 30s at the time, to be fawning over children. Dixon claimed that incidents occurred on Market America's corporate yacht, as well as its mansion properties, where Fat Joe orchestrated repeated orgies involving plaintiff, female dancers, and minors. He also alleged that the rapper used his star status to force Dixon and others into degrading sexual performances, often while he watched or directed. These incidents occurred under conditions that included the presence of corporate security staff, surveillance cameras, and defendant's management entourage, yet no intervention occurred, supporting the interference supporting the inference that these acts were facilitated by and covered up by the broader enterprise and its affiliates, the complaint continued. Dixon did not willingly consent to participate in these acts. Instead, plaintiffs submitted solely out of fear of intimidation and immediate retaliation, which defendant repeatedly demonstrated would include financial punishment, professional sabotage, abandonment in foreign countries, or physical harm. In addition to Fat Joe, the lawsuit also named Pistol Pete Torres and Rich Player, I'm not familiar with that name, looks like Japetri, who were labeled as key associates in the rapper's criminal enterprise. The criminal enterprise. You know, when it's fed, boy, you gotta go big, you gotta say them big phrases. Criminal enterprise. A rapper Jay-Z's Rock Nation is also named, with the suit claiming the company aided in concealing, transferring, and manipulating Dixon's authorship rights and royalty interest, and attempted to interfere with the claims against Fat Joe, Torres, and Jaspetri. Rock Nation represents Fat Joe. Dixon's lawsuit comes months after Fat Joe sued his former hype man for social media slander. Dixon had claimed that Fat Joe flew a minor girl across state lines to engage in sex acts. Dixon's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, was also named in that suit. This is the right way to fight Joe, through the system. You can't fight him no other way, Dixon told Variety. Joe thinks he's a god. Joe thinks he's untouchable. I can read better than your mama. Who said it? J5 said Willie can't read. I can read better than your mama. I bet you understood everything I said. But that's how it is when you're reading off the cuff. I hadn't read this before, fam. You know how they go. If you ever read like that, you know how to read. You know how to read. But anyway, fam, moving on. I would have blocked you, but I ain't got time right now. But keep on, though. I'll block you. Anyway, fam. Yeah, they're saying that Fat Joe, violated these minors and all this type of stuff. Now, here go the deal, fam. The dude say he engaged in 4,000 sexual acts. Okay. My thing is this, fam. If it's true, dude has zero credibility. Listen to what I'm saying. If it's true, he has zero credibility. Because all of this was cool with you while y'all was cool. Y'all were cool. All of this was cool. You watched this man allegedly watched this man violate minors. You allegedly was forced into 4,000 sexual acts. All of this stuff happened on your watch for over 20 years. And you're just now speaking up. Why? See, this is what I'm saying, fam, about people who come forward 20 years later, 30 years later, 50 years later, talking about suing somebody for violating them in some kind of way. This is what I'm talking about. There should be some type of cap on these type of lawsuits. And there should be some evidence. There shouldn't just be an accusation and you can ruin somebody's career. Even if the person is innocent, once you put it out there, their reputation is damaged for life, because there's always somebody going to throw it back up in their face. There's always somebody going to look at you with a little bit of suspicion, thinking to themselves, I wonder if it's true. And you're going to see it in their face sometimes. So there should be severe consequences for somebody who throws somebody's name out there like that. But before you can even get to all of that, there should be statutes of limitations. And the clock should start the moment you're at a reasonable, safe distance from your so-called attacker, right? The moment you're at a reasonable, safe distance, the clock should start, because once you're at a reasonable, safe distance, you should contact the authorities. You should contact the proper authorities. That's how you have credibility. Otherwise, it's like people can just go through life and see what happened in their life, and, once they money wrong, money ain't right no more, they break up with this dude, that chick or whatever. Now all of a sudden they're trying to figure out how to get some money. Let me look around. Who can I get some money from? Who can I lie on? Who can I blame something on? Who can I say did this to me or did that? This person right here. And then next thing you know, that person's name is all in the news, and they getting a check. Fam. I would advise anybody that get lied on to go hard. I wouldn't settle. I absolutely wouldn't settle. I would go hard. I fight everybody. Everybody. Anybody got anything to do with it, gonna get it. Gonna get that smoke. I absolutely wouldn't settle. But first and foremost, I don't rock like that. I ain't got nothing like that nowhere close to my record, so I don't even rock like that. So, but I'm saying, if somebody did that to me, oh yeah, I'm absolutely coming. I'm absolutely fighting for my rep. I'm not settling. And I do understand why sometimes people settle when they're innocent. Michael Jackson settled when he was innocent. Can't nobody make me believe Michael Jackson violated any kids. And I get it, that ain't normal for grown men to be in bed with kids and watching TV and eating ice cream, but Michael Jackson wasn't a normal man. Michael Jackson absolutely adored children. He adored human beings. But he had a special adulation for children. And I do believe Michael Jackson loved children so much it was no way possible he would harm a child. He just would not harm a child. And Michael Jackson, although he was a great businessman, he was very savvy, a savvy businessman, he was still very much childlike. Anytime you watch Michael Jackson, you watch movies, he was really playful. Never stopped being that way. Very, very playful. So there are times when people do settle when they are innocent, because they don't want to go through the whole trial process. But the thing about it though, the problem is, once they drag your name out there, they drag your name, you may as well fight. Once they put it out there, you may as well fight. I don't respect this dude, whoever, TA, I don't respect him. Because he say, if we were to believe what he's saying Joe did this, Joe did that, Joe did this, Joe did that for 20 years. And he ain't said nothing. Now, all of a sudden, he gets to call somebody's name out there, throw somebody's name in the mud, drag somebody's name, and his name he get to be somebody off the back of somebody else's name who actually earned their name, who worked to earn their name. So he gets to drag somebody's name, file lawsuits, get a bunch of attention, might even be able to write a book or something. And even if this thing was to go away, the lawsuit was to be dismissed and it stopped right now, Joe's reputation is forever damaged because of the allegations. Even if Joe was to go to court, ended up in court, and was to have the case thrown out or be found not guilty, his reputation still takes a hit. And the guy who brings the lawsuit forward, even if they come to find out that the dude lied, there ain't no punishment for him. He has no punishment. No punishment whatsoever. So, as I speak to y'all right now, there is no safeguards in place right now to prevent someone from just making up a lie and just throwing stuff up against the wall and see what sticks. See who's gonna cut a check. Even if they're not trying to get a check, if they just want to wreck somebody's reputation, they can just lie and just wreck somebody's reputation. That ain't no get back. Most of the time, the people that's doing this type of stuff ain't got nothing going on. They ain't got no money. That's why they doing it. Most of them ain't got no money. They ain't got no solid rep. So they'll throw something out there. So even if you sue them, you end up suing them. Most of the time, they ain't got no money for you to collect. So they really don't have anything to lose. They ain't tripping on no integrity or anything, because if they lied, they didn't have integrity, and they didn't have integrity from the jump. So they're not worried about no damage to their reputation, because their reputation is already shot. I don't respect it. I don't respect it at all. If you saw him doing something inappropriate to children, if he did something inappropriate to you, the onus was on you to step up, do something about it. Speak up. You're a man or a mouse. What's funny is that oftentimes these same dudes, I bet you $1 to a donut when he's in his house and he's dealing with his woman, I bet he act like the boss. I bet she can't tell him nothing. I bet he do what he want to do. And he expect her to do what he tell her to do. But oh, you can't stand up to another man? The only reason you won't stand up to another man because he got some money? Because he's going to affect your livelihood? What about your manhood? That should be first. Your manhood should be first. You mean to tell me you letting a dude play with you because he paying you some money? What else you did for money? And who else you did it with? Who else you did it for? I don't respect it, fam. I don't respect it. Get mad at me all you want to. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. If these allegations are true, the first time he tried you, you should have shut it down. I know first time a joker tried me, I'm gonna shut it down. It's gonna be ding ding fries and shake. We're gonna be moving some furniture. The first time you try me, don't even insinuate something like that. We're gonna be moving furniture. You ain't gonna even get a chance to put your hands on me. Just insinuate it and it's on. But oh, he doing this here over 4,000 times, 4,000 sexual acts? Man, get out of here. Get out of here. You should be jailed. One thing we know that you did it because you already admitted it. So if anybody should be locked up, they should start with you, buddy. You should go to jail. You should be in jail. They got to stop letting people claim that they were part of a conspiracy and benefited from a conspiracy and letting them off if they give up the big fish. If they give up somebody else, they let them off. They got to stop doing that because ain't no incentive for them not to do it. You mean to tell me I can commit crimes for 20 years? If you watched them do all of this stuff, at the very least you're an accessory. You watched. Come on, fam. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Sound like a money grab to me. Sound like a straight up money grab to me. I'm telling you. That's what it sounds like to me. Sound like a money grab. They need to put limits on people coming back and suing people and accusing people of stuff like this. And not just that. There should be stronger laws for people that lie, that jump on the internet and lie, that lie on other people. The laws should be stronger. You know, it shouldn't even be just a civil case. It should be a criminal case. When people lie on other people and they go out of their way to knowingly lie, when they knowingly lie on other people, I'm not saying, report something, wrongly report something. I'm talking about when they go on the internet and purposely tell a lie. That should be a criminal charge. That should be criminal. And you also should be able to get some get back on the civil side. But for starters, that should be a criminal violation. It should be illegal. So far, all what's happening is people lie, and after they lie, if the heat get on them, they start backing up and saying, yo, I was wrong, I apologize. Well, you already told that lie. It's like the trans chick or the trans dude that lied on Chingy, talking about they did something with Chingy or whatever. Went out there and messed that man's reputation up, and then come back and said, I lied. I'm sorry. I apologize. Get the man, dude. Ah! Ooh, man. Yeah, it should have been. There should be some severe consequences for people that move like that. Severe. Once again, Fat Joe is being sued by his former hype man for $20 million. This guy says he personally witnessed Fat Joe engage in sexual relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old. Now, how did he know those kids were 15 and 16 years old? How did he even know that? How do you know that? How do you get so involved that you know that? I mean, did he go find him? Did he bring him to the room? Did he bring him to him? I mean, how did he know that? And if he knew that, why did he let that go down? See, that right there let me know what he about. That let me know his character shot. He ain't got no character. Because I'm not going to accept that from my partners. I'm not going to accept nothing like that. I'm not going to be in the room. I'm not going to be watching something like that go down and because silence is consent. If I see something like that and don't say something, that means that I'm agreeing with it. If I don't say something, I don't do something, that means I'm agreeing with it. It sounds like blackmail to me, fam. Straight up. Sounds like blackmail. Sounds like a money grab. He knew, according to him, he knew that he was messing with girls, underage girls, and he chose not to say anything. Why? Because he was getting paid. He was getting money. He chose. What else did he chose not to reveal? What other secrets did he have he kept for money, just to get some money? If you are around, if you are present while a minor is being violated, your ass should go to jail. Start right there. You should go to jail. We can start right there. You have no credibility whatsoever. I'm trying to figure out, is the hype man suing for uh, witnessing the allegations? What is he suing for? Oh, that's right. He said he was coerced. That's the new word, y'all. Coerced. He was coerced. It ain't a man made a woman that can coerce me into nothing, especially violating somebody sexually or allowing myself to be violated. It ain't a man made a woman can do that. This sounds like a money grab. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Sounds like a money grab to me. Sound like a money grab to me. He don't sound like a victim to me. Sound like an accomplice. That's what it sounds like to me. Sound like an accomplice to me. If I was Fat Joe lawyer, I'd start off the hearing. It probably has some type of deposition or something. But I'll start off the hearing. If it made it to trial, I'll start off with soon as I get a chance to cross-examine him. So let me get this straight. I'll start off with, so let me get this straight. You saw a grown man violating underage girls, and you didn't go to the police. You didn't intervene. You didn't try to make them stop. You didn't say, hey man, this is wrong. You didn't hit him in the head with a brick. You didn't do any of that stuff. You just chose to sit back and watch. And you want this jury to believe that your words are credible. You want this jury to believe that your character is intact. Homie, don't think so. I rest my case, Judge. The defense rests. Get the hell out of here. The dude say he's the hype man. So this is the hype man suing Fat Joe. The hype man is suing him. The hype man. Yeah, if I was Joe Law, y'all come back with one, Judge, one more thing. Because, you know, then the after I cross-examine him, the prosecution will recross, right? Will redirect, right? And then I get a chance to redirect. So I'll be like, one more thing, Judge. So let me get this straight. You were Fat Joe's hype man, right? Yes, that's right. So you were hyping him up while he was with those minors? Objection, overruled. I'm out of here. Come on, fam, man, get out of here with all of that, man. I know some of y'all don't like Joe. I get it. Some of y'all don't like Joe. I get it. But this ain't about liking. This is about right and wrong, fam. The way that they're doing these cases, the way that they're filing these cases, and the way that they're giving these people immunity, this type of stuff can happen to anybody. It could happen to somebody you love. It could happen to you. It could happen to somebody you love. It could happen to your sons, your grandson, you know, your daddy, your brother, your significant other. Imagine you and your significant other living the life. Y'all having a great time. Everything is good. You know y'all devoted to one another. And then some blast from the past come out of nowhere. Back in 1992, he whoop and did this here. Nah. He like, what? 1992? They should not be able to just make claims. There needs to be evidence. There needs to be evidence. Absolutely. Just like if you go into a courtroom, if they hold you, if you go into a courtroom and they accuse you of murder, hold on, let me see if, can I block this fool? Here we go. Yeah, I can block him. Yes, hold on. There we go, got it. Because I didn't know how to do that on the phone. I've been on the phone messing with it. So I just blocked this clown. The block party is open. The block party has started. Oh, you got him, China? Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. Miss Parker, what's up? Vicky Slaughter, what it do? Think that's the first time I blocked somebody on the phone, you know, hitting the phone screen. I normally just let the comments roll when I'm on the phone, but you know, that's how it be. Achi, what's up, what's up, what's up? Me, what is that, Miss Blackie? Is that what they say? Maria, what's up, Maria? Venom Facts, JC. What's up, Scott? Yeah, man. This is wild. These are some wild times. But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. In society, when things go too far to one side, it eventually corrects itself, and then it finds a middle ground, and then it continues to go, to that side or to the other side, or the pendulum swings back to the other side, right? But right now, there's too much in society that's going all the way to the left or all the way to the right, including our opinions about issues. We're all the way to the left or all the way to the right. There's no objectivity whatsoever. There's no middle ground. You're either all the way to the left or you're all the way to the right. Even when I think about, politics, I got some conservative views and I got some liberal views. But you let people tell it publicly, and most of us have conservative and liberal views. Most of us have that. But what happens when we get in the public, we're so ashamed to be real, to be honest. We're so afraid that we're going to get ostracized that we only show one side. We lean all the way to the left or we lean all the way to the right, and there is no compromising. There is no middle ground. There's no room for objectivity. So that's what it is. This is a developing case. I will keep you guys updated. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or wherever you are in the world. Free R. Kelly. No more talk.